Hello, and welcome back to the Limelight Podcast. It's been a while since we last connected, and things are looking a little different around here in the year of our Lord, 2024. DLM has welcomed many new employees into our ever-growing roster, and we've added the expansion of a new office. We've introduced new processes to ensure that all of our clients are at the forefront of marketing strategy. We're doing all the things, as they say. As always, this is Jules, but since we last connected, I've recruited two of DLM's best and brightest to join me on the podcast. They truly will become the stars of this operation throughout season 3. First, we welcome Chandler and Adame, a marketing specialist here at Digital Limelight Media. Previous to his role here at DLM, he worked in other agencies, freelance, and still to this day spends his free time flexing his creative muscles through photography, fashion, and design. So Chandler, now that the people know a little bit about you, what's your why for working in marketing?
Oh my goodness. What an introduction. Well, thank you, Jules. So I kind of started to do marketing because I initially went to college at Kendall College of Art and Design. So I studied graphic design and photography. So it's kind of like a really fun way, like you said, to kind of flex your creative muscles, but still be able to do it professionally and in a way that you can connect with people in a really like genuine way. I definitely would say I have more of a bubbly personality.
You don't say.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so it basically will just like allow me to connect with people on a more genuine level while still being able to, like I said, flex those creative muscles and bring these ideas to life with these clients. So I think it also really helps that at DLM every single day is a brand new day.
Everything's always different.
You will always be on your toes.
Truly.
But yeah, I like it. Marketing's really, really fun. It isn't basically like necessarily selling products. I would say it's more about like creating meaningful and creative interactions while building a relationship with whoever you're kind of creating those ideas with, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, incredible. We can't wait to see you continue to shine on and off the podcast, but we also have another new co-host this season. And speaking of, I'm excited to introduce Lauren Brewer back to the podcast as a host for season 3. Previously, Lauren was a guest on the pod, and she's been with DLM over 2 years. She has the creative spirit, drive, and execution to bring the podcast into this new age. The social butterfly that she is ready to come out of their chrysalis and step in front of the camera and microphone to share everything she knows about digital marketing and maybe a few tips and trends along the way. She's an expert at what she does, and Lauren is the perfect person to help Chandler usher these conversations about what's emerging, trending, and even outdated in digital marketing. And we're all really lucky to have her. So all that said, Lauren, same question for you. What is your why for choosing this career in marketing?
So my career in marketing actually started the day that I applied for Digital Limelight Media. I didn't plan on working in marketing. I didn't even really plan on working in public relations, which was my major I graduated with. I was helping my boyfriend with homework, and I realized I really liked his homework a lot better than mine. So I switched my major, completely changed the trajectory of my whole life, and that pretty much landed me where I am today.
Awesome. I mean, graduating in the midst of a pandemic and, applying for jobs had to have been difficult. So kudos to you for finding this like unicorn job. And, we have lots of friends here. It's like a fun family situation. Excellent. With that, I'm not really going anywhere as the podcast producer, but I will pass the microphone off to Lauren and Chandler so that they can introduce our next segment. Take it away, besties.
Okay, so Lauren, I have this idea for this kind of new segment that we can do every podcast to where it kind of starts off and just gives us, a fun, light tone to start with.
Oh, Chandler, tell me more.
Okay, so it's called our lemon and our limes. So kind of like, the good and the bad for the week. So lemon is maybe not the best thing that happened. We're not exactly happy. And I would say the lime is something that you're very thankful for and happy. So I'll kind of give you an example. So, for example, my lime this week is I got to go see my niece and my nephew's like summer recital before they left or before like school ended for them. And let me tell you, I was never a crier, but then all of a sudden, I don't know what possessed me. I'm sitting next to my mom, their literal grandma, and she's not even crying. And I'm like, I'm so proud of them. So yeah, I have no idea what came over me. That was super great. And then I would say my lemon is maybe even twice as embarrassing. So I live downtown and my apartment, you kind of have to cross like a main street. And that becomes a little bit of an issue when you have groceries. So I wanted to treat myself to just some, like a nice fruit bowl and then fully tried to cross the street and my foot just absolutely did not catch the curb and just completely beefed it right in front of everyone. And so that was, super great. I was super proud of that moment. It made me feel super amazing.
Love that. I've been there, trust me. Well, I think my lime this week is for Mother's Day. My family went to the John Ball Zoo. They have this lantern festival going. Oh my gosh, it was one of the coolest things that we've ever done. We went around like sunset, and so it kept getting cooler as the sky got darker and as the lights got brighter. It was amazing, and I'm so glad that we were able to do it. My sister's moving back to college, so it was one last thing before she has her research for the summer. So it was a really nice, just family evening that we were able to spend time together. And for my lemon, so we're currently remodeling my bathroom. It's been a whole process, been forever, and I'm displaced, unfortunately. And my lemon this week is that I'm going to be displaced even longer because our Tyler kind of swindled us and keeps delaying and then just came back with a quote that was way bigger than he originally quoted us. So we're looking for someone new, and that's going to take even longer. But I'm just excited to have a new bathroom.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, how about I just go to Home Depot, you give me $50 and I'll have that thing done in 20 minutes.
Consider it done. Would love for you to do my bathroom.
Perfect.
Stop shouting into the void and start making headlines. DLM's public relations services are here to turn your story into front page news. We're not just spin doctors, we're storytellers, taking your newsworthy operations to the greater public. Get the attention your brand deserves and boost your search game. Reach out to our PR maestros now.
So Chandler, on the Limelight Podcast, we're going to cover a ton of things, but one of those things is search engine optimization or SEO. What is SEO to you?
So I think that is such a beast of a question because I feel like SEO has kind of evolved into this, like, it's quite literally snowballing into almost if your business is successful or not. Because if you type in shopping in, for example, Grand Rapids, the top places that are the most SEO optimized or search engine optimized are going to be the ones that are going to have the most business. They're going to have the most people that go to their sites. They're going to see the most conversions, the most leads. I think it's like quite literally a way. It's one of the avenues of your business that if you ignore, there is going to be a severe hindrance in your traffic, in your leads, in anything. I think it's really, really important to quite literally make sure your website is as optimized as possible. Because if you don't, I feel like there's going to be quite, how do I phrase this? Quite a heavy downfall.
Yeah, for sure. And it's honestly so crazy how much SEO has changed just in the past year, 6 months, even 2 months. Google's always changing. Google being the number one search engine, I believe they've got over 90% of the market share. And then, do you know what the next most popular search engine is? It was a surprise to me.
I don't. If I had to guess, it would be something that falls under the Google suite, like that, like Google owns. Like I don't know, like YouTube. I'm even like, I don't know anything.
Yeah, you're right with that. It is YouTube.
Wait, actually?
Which, yeah, I totally was surprised by that. You wouldn't think that YouTube would be considered a search engine, but it is. People are going to that looking for answers to their questions.
Want to know what I'd be really interested about in terms of like search engines? And this is going to sound so Gen Z of me, but TikTok. If I want to reference any sort of video or anything, I go to TikTok. I don't like Google some sort of like, for example, like something that is currently happening or we've seen a video of. I don't ever go to Google to search. I go to like TikTok.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've seen Instagram's latest update. They have an AI bot right in their search bar that you can ask questions to. So is Instagram a search engine now? I think so.
That's honestly a really good question. I think it kind of begs the point of, at what point do you kind of draw the line with search engine optimization? Because like, is there going to be a day and age where we make sure our captions and our bios and everything are as optimized that like the algorithm favors some and the algorithm doesn't? Like I said, I think me and you were both kind of referencing, like, it is just an ever evolving and ever growing avenue of marketing.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how just the advances in AI and just other search engines kind of coming up to kind of be a competitor to Google. I mean, we've been hearing so much about Bing lately. Yelp is, I would say, a search engine, even though it's a little bit more of a citation, but there's a ton of stuff there. Like, yeah, exactly. What is the line of a search engine, and where do we draw that, especially with AI being able to answer a lot more questions than before?
Yeah, I think it's also in terms of, just like you were saying, with like AI kind of, we are not going to see AI go away. If anything, it's just going to continue to be more and more parts of our lives. I think that kind of begs a really good question. Like, are we able to use AI for SEO? Are we going to get dinged if we use ChatGPT for a website copy? Like, are we going to get dinged if we use AI to build meta titles and meta descriptions? How well is Google going to be able to kind of like decipher if that works or not?
I think that is an awesome topic for a future episode.
I'm already getting ahead of myself.
Oh, that's okay. Well, you know, what else about SEO do you like? What do you find fascinating? Because personally, I think that SEO is really cool. I like that Google is always changing. It's one of the things that kind of keeps me in digital marketing is its fast-paced environment. And I like that I can come in every day and, you know, one day Google likes this, one day Google doesn't like it anymore. And we're always changing, we're always updating, we're always optimizing. What do you think?
Yeah, I think truthfully, and I don't want to like brag about DLM, but I think that is something that DLM is actually really, really good about, is staying on top of every single update. When there's a Google update, it's announced in the chat. Everyone kind of looks for their own information. So we go out and gather resources to kind of figure out what's going to be best for our clients. But in terms of like SEO, I think it's honestly one of the most interesting things is, like you said, constantly seeing the algorithm change to a point to where like they're, in my mind, that is quite literally like Google deciding who gets to be successful in terms of revenue, in terms of profit, in terms of traffic. Because if you're not getting shown on Google, like, unfortunately, if you better have an amazing social media strategy if you're not showing up on Google. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think it's just interesting. I think it's, like I said, it's quite literally the guiding light on who your business is shown to. And like, I don't think people really take into consideration how extremely important that is.
Yeah, SEO really is king as we move into this digital world. If you're not updating your website, if you're not optimizing your content, your site's going to get lost, just straight up.
Into the abyss.
Yep.
But yeah, I think honestly the only other thing in terms of like SEO is, like you said, like Google is kind of like over 90%, and then it goes to YouTube, and then there's these other like sources. How do you stay on top of what Yelp likes? How do you stay on top of what, for example, like DuckDuckGo, they are so like keen on keeping the privacy of the user. How do they decipher what words are they're actually going to show. For example, if I was looking up a hairstylist in the nearest city, how do they know what is going to resonate with that person and what they're actually looking for?
Yeah, that is really interesting, especially with DuckDuckGo's privacy protection. And I think with Google moving into that realm with more privacy protections, things are going to be changing for sure. So keep an eye out and, keep listening to the In the Limelight podcast.
We have this secret lowdown. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Is your marketing strategy not delivering the punch that it promised? Time to switch gears with Digital Limelight Media, where the fresh perspective your brand needs. Let's start with our web design and branding services. We aren't just going to refresh your look, we're going to catapult you to the star status on the digital runway. When it comes to boosting your visibility, our SEO tactics are like GPS for the internet, steering you straight to the top of Google search results. But there's more where that came from. From advanced paid advertising management to our intuitive CRM tools that streamline customer relationships, we have a full suite of services that are designed to tackle any marketing challenge. So, are you ready to amplify your marketing without the chaos? Partner with Digital Limelight Media, where we don't just promise results, we make sure the limelight's always on you. Discover how we transform your business at dlmconversion.com. Digital Limelight Media. Let's make marketing fun and effective together. So that is just a little bit about SEO. Obviously, I'm sure me and Lauren could kind of go on for days about SEO. That's quite literally our jobs. But yeah, so we just kind of wanted to give you guys like a little bit of, a sample, a tasting, an hors d'oeuvre, if you will, of what this kind of new In the Limelight podcast is going to be. Obviously, Julia is 100% still going to be with us. She's going to be chiming in just to kind of help, oversee and produce the entire podcast. But me and Lauren are kind of really excited to see where this new, In the Limelight podcast is going to go. We have, so many topics that we can discuss, AI, there's all things to do with marketing. I think there's endless episodes that we can kind of do about marketing. I'm really excited. I think it's not going to be so much, DLM or Digital Limelight Media centric and kind of more just about marketing as a whole. And it's going to be a lot more industry news. It's going to be kind of what you can do to implement and how you can kind of improve your business, your website, your strategy. But yeah, Lauren.
Yeah, I am so excited to be on the podcast. Jules can attest. I've been asking, as long as I've been at DLM, put me on the podcast, put me on the podcast, put me on the podcast. And guess what? I made it. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm super excited. I can't wait to get into future episodes, future topics. And if any of you listeners have anything that you want us to cover, drop us a comment. Send us a DM, hit us up, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram. We are at Team DLM. Like us on Facebook, follow us on LinkedIn. But most importantly, don't forget to like and subscribe to our pod. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes. That is so amazing. But no, actually, seriously, I mean, check us out on all social media and LinkedIn. Like Lauren kind of is really, really involved in that. And there's a lot of really good, valuable information that you don't even really have to do any work, like Lauren lays out for you.
We slay, I can't lie.
Exactly.
Keep up for case update or case studies. We've got case studies. We've got news. We've got projects that we like to show off. So yeah, stay tuned for future updates, future episodes, and, hang out with Chandler and I.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think there's going to be a lot of really good things. I'm excited to see you guys here soon. Obviously, stay tuned for the next episode. Like Lauren said, obviously, we're going to have podcast episodes more frequently. But with that being said, me and Lauren, we are Digital Limelight Media, and let's make marketing fun and effective together.
Woo! Bye now.